Good morning and welcome to BJC Mitzvah Day. Our new mitzvah, number 218. The mitzvah day keeps your soul on its way. The obligation of Leket. We'll learn all about that also in the third book, Vayikra, Parshas Kedoshim. Here we go. Says the verse, when you reap the harvest of your land, and the Leket of your harvest, you shall not gather. For the poor person and the convert shall you leave them. I am Hashem your God. And that's from Leviticus, again, Vayikra, chapter 19, verses 9 to 10. In addition to Peah, which again is the corner of the field left for the poor and for the convert, which was described in the previous mitzvahs 216 and 217, the Torah obligates us to leave Leket, literally gleanings for the poor. That is, we must leave certain stalks or other produce that fell during the harvest for the poor to take. As with Peah, there is both a mitzvah obligation, a positive commandment, and a mitzvah prohibition, a negative commandment associated with Leket. This mitzvah establishes an obligation to leave Leket for the poor, and mitzvah 219, which we're going to do maybe tomorrow, in a couple days, establishes a prohibition, a negative commandment for the owner to collect Leket. These mitzvahs are repeated in Leviticus chapter 23, verse 22. We are commanded to leave the Leket for the poor to take. Leket refers to that which falls from within the blade of the sickle while one is reaping produce, or from within the hand of the harvester while he's plucking produce by hand. We are so commanded as it is stated in the context of Leket, for the poor person and the convert shall you leave them. So he says here, let's do a little footnotes to get a little clarity. As in the case of reaping with a sickle, only produce that falls from within the plucker's hand is Leket, but that which falls because it is struck by the outside of his hand is not Leket. The basis of this definition is that Leket applies only to produce that accidentally falls to the ground in the normal course of harvesting. The normal course of harvesting refers to stalks that become detached as a natural consequence of the sickle's cutting motion or the hand's plucking motion, i.e., those that were on the inside of the sickle's blade or within the clutch of the plucker's hand, but not stalks that become detached due to contact with the outside of the sickle or the hand. The Chinuch's definition of Leket is based on the Mishnah in Peah. Okay. While it is clear that Leket applies even the produce that is plucked by hand, this is true only for items that are normally harvested that way, such as onions. If grain or the like is plucked by hand, it is not subject to Leket. Interesting. Let's do one more footnote. The phrase, for the poor person and the convert shall you leave them, refers to all the matnas aniyim, all gifts to the poor, mentioned in Leviticus, including Leket. The landowner is subject to the obligation to leave Leket as well as other matnas aniyim, gifts to the poor, for the poor, whether he cuts the produce himself or he hires workers. And even if he hires non-Jewish workers, they still have to leave the Leket. And we will continue, God willing, tomorrow. Thanks for listening. The sponsor of Mitzvah 36, 100 of the gold. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.